There are 31 nights till Halloween, which means these are the 31 nights to watch horror films. This is 31 Nights of Halloween.
Freddy Krueger is probably my favorite horror movie villain or killers, whatever you want to call them, of all time. And I had to think about it while making this list because I've had a mixed relationship with Freddy Krueger ever since I started reviewing his TV show, Freddy's Nightmares. So that's the only problem. But besides that, when I think about it, honestly, Freddy Krueger is the first real horror movie that I can remember watching as a kid. I remember putting it in. I remember that intro, so iconic, and this disgusting, dingy dungeon of a boiler room. And then you see this guy going through things and making something. He's making this weapon. And only later, while we're watching the movie, we're going to find out what exactly he used that weapon for. And it just so happens that this guy named Freddy Krueger, who worked in the boiler room of some factory or something somewhere, was a child murderer. Actuality, I think he was a child R-word. Can't say it on YouTube. So I believe that's what he was originally, and they decided not to do that and make him just a child murderer instead. I see why they changed it, but in the same sense, you could also consider they changed it because he's attacking teenagers and not really children anymore. But we can always assume that the kids that are jump roping and playing in the dreams are the victims, the little girls, or because I've never seen boys, but that I know of, that Freddy killed while he was a child murderer. And if you watch the TV show, you'll see how he was murdered in a boiler room and where the boiler room was. And it was directed by Tobe Hooper. But all in all, in general, when I think of Freddy Krueger, I remember the opening scene of putting in the VHS and watching that intro. And being like, as soon as I'm watching, just interested, intrigued, and then seeing that glove, and then the font, A Nightmare on Elm Street, comes on, and then the movie starts, and we're in a dream. And it's just a great setup. Honestly, the concept, the idea of Freddy Krueger in general, a man that can kill you in your dreams. And if he kills you in your dreams, you die in real life. He haunts your dreams, and he haunts other people's dreams, and everybody knows. It's a brilliant idea. Honestly, a brilliant idea. I mean, Wes Craven could have done that and nothing else for the rest of his life, and he would have been immortalized forever. But just so happens that he's a decent horror director. I'm not a huge fan of Wes Craven. There's a lot of things he's said and done that I looked and I go, makes me wonder about him. But rest in peace. One of the true legends, created one of the greatest horror icons of all time in Freddy Krueger. And one of the greatest series out of all the horror movies. If you look at Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, out of all the horror movie icons out there, he has the best catalog of films. You could watch Nightmare on Elm Street 1, Nightmare on Elm Street 3 is the best one in my opinion. I like 4 a lot. 3 and 4 are my favorites. 5 is terrible. I hate 5. I like 6 even though it's stupid. And I don't like New Nightmare, although a lot of people like New Nightmare. And I don't like New Nightmare. I liked a majority of it until the 3rd act, and I did not like New Nightmare. I was like, this is stupid. But all in all, A Nightmare on Elm Street is look, Freddy Krueger is a part of pop culture. He's a part of Americana. He's a part of the horror movies all over, everywhere. He's a global phenomenon. He's a global icon. You cannot go throughout Halloween without watching at least one A Nightmare on Elm Street film. So, and they have more than one good one, so that's why Freddy Krueger is on my list for movies to watch during Halloween. Watch any one of them. Any single one of these movies. Just throw it in for Halloween. I mean, I'm sure you're going to watch more than one anyway, because I end up watching more than one. Freddy's the coolest. He has the best quips. That's why you definitely need to throw in a Nightmare on Elm Street film for any Halloween season. There's always one. You got to always watch it. That's why Freddy's on the list.